mommies. Mom on a mission here. So I gotta hold my phone while I'm driving because after getting a new car, I left my stand in my old car. So you see me shaking the phone, sorry. And that's the thing we're gonna talk about today. Is sorry. It's that I'm even working on getting out of this. Sorry, not sorry, right? So anyway, I wanted to talk about, it just basically stop being the martyr. Stop being the sacrifice. Stop being the person where you have to lay down your life in order to make other people happy around you. If people around you are not happy or not satisfied, and you're constantly trying to make them happy or satisfied, they have a problem. It's not you. They have a problem. It's not you. It's not your job. It's not your job to make somebody else happy. It's not your job to. You can guide them on certain decisions and giving them your opinion and these things and stuff like that, but that guidance should always resort back to what does that person want? What does that person need from self, from the divine, from God? What is that person not doing that's causing them to not be happy? And most of the time we know what is causing the person not to be happy, but we want to coddle them. We want to, and it's also our kids. Our kids. Us mothers, we do that. Us women, we do that. We want to be the savers. We want to be the sacrificial lamb. We want to be because we give, we nurture, we help. And I'm here to help you get out of that mindset. The patriarchy, use scripture, use the Bible, use certain things and put it everywhere to make you become a slavery to them. A slave to, you got to give and forget about yourself. Because if you give and forget about yourself, you're forgetting about what you're gifted, your purpose. You're following this coding. You're following the rules. And yes, I'm not talking about rules that we got to follow so we don't go to jail, right? I'm talking about certain rules that does not pertain to you. Because if you have a purpose and you're trying to fulfill that purpose, it's going to look like to a person who is following these rules and what some people say, the matrix or whatever like that. These are the people who are following these rules of the patriarchy, or the people who are higher ups. I'm just going to give an example. The American dream idea. I used to follow this American dream and all this stuff like that. And then when I tried to have a family and a relationship, this is how I found out about myself. I was following this American dream concept. I went to school. School is a structured source. Yes, we need education because with critical thinking and all this stuff like that, and certain math and English and things like that, school teaches these things that we're going to use in the real world, right? But the whole concept of you go to school, you graduate, you go to college, you get your degree, you get out of college, you have your job, and then you have kids, and then you have a husband or a wife, and then you work till 65, you retire, and They give you this blueprint, of course. They give you a blueprint to help you structure. It's structure. It's all structure. Yes, it's beneficial, but some people's purpose is not. You may come into this world in this life. You think that you're supposed to follow this American dream concept, but sweetie, you come to find out, you get with a man, you figure out why are all my relationships just going keep going downhill, and I'm getting aggravated, and they, everybody I get with get on my nerves, and you're not meant to be married. You're not meant to. You're constantly trying to fit this mold. You're constantly trying to fit this mold. Like, this is what I'm supposed to do. So I need to be married. I need to have a relationship. I need to have kids. And you're not this is the reason why you're getting frustrated. This is the reason why you're getting irritated. And it could be due to trauma, trust, and things like that. But really look deep inside. I had to figure out, like, I like living alone. I like living by myself. I'd rather have a lover, because I'd rather just have a lover and not really be in a committed relationship. And if I want to have a lover, if I want to, have somebody in my space, they're going to have to live in a different house. Because I like my space so much, and I'm very spiritual, and I don't want people to touch my stuff, being nosy and things like that. And then if you're not doing certain things in the house, I've become OCD, and now I'm getting pissed off at them. And they're like, wow, wait, what's wrong with you? You chill, blah, 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 blah. I don't got time. I like my own space and my own comfort. Now, my kids are different, than my kids. I gave birth to them. Some of the times I'll be wanting to get space from them too, but but I realized, I'm like, the American dream is not for me. I'm too much involved with myself. Now, since I have kids, I gotta share part of me, of course. But once they get older and they grow up, they best to believe I'm gonna be having my little house, or big house, with my different rooms, my cat, my dog, and I'm gonna be living luxurious and peaceful. You know what I mean? But anyway, back to what I was saying. I digress. So we literally sacrifice and become this martyr to satisfy everybody else, and we forget about ourselves. And then we wonder why we're so aggressive. We wonder why we can't live this soft life. We wonder why we sit there and scroll on social media, and we get upset, and we feel like we're not good enough, or we're not accomplished, or this and that. We're comparing ourselves to people, because what are you doing? Are you giving too much of yourself, your blessings, of your prosperity? You just handing them over. And then you're working harder, but not smarter. I'm going to give an example. My child's father, I was talking to him last night. And sometimes, because me, I'm very helpful and things like that. And I'm like, let me just say this and shut up. So we was talking about, he has a business. We was talking about his business and stuff. And he's the type of person that gives to receive love. And half of the time is not genuine. And I don't care if he watches this. Yeah, this is what you do. And I peep that a lot. I'm like, you don't really genuinely give. Most of the time he do, but sometimes he give and be this person who sacrificed himself because he wants the admiration, he wants the recognition, he wants the love, he wants somebody to just say good job. But half of the times he will say, he'll feel good, being appreciated and things like that. But I told him, he has a business where he can get workers. He doesn't have to work as hard as he thinks he's in this concept. If I don't work hard, if I'm not blood, sweat, and tears, if my back and my knees and my legs ain't aching, and I didn't sacrifice myself, and I got to do it all by myself. And follow me here, because most of us do this. If I don't feel restless, if I don't feel exhausted, if I don't feel burnt out at the end of it all, I didn't give my all. Why do you have to feel almost dead in order to feel like you accomplished something. Accomplished being a mother, accomplished being a sister, a auntie, a cousin, accomplished giving your life, years of your life to someone that only just sucked from you. Instead of you giving a little bit and letting them figure it out. The reason why you have bad luck or feel like you have bad luck, because you will not let nobody live their life. You won't let nobody live their life. You won't let nobody reap their karma. You saved them from it. And now it's yours. You are reaping the repercussions of their karma. In some type of way. Because you done saved them from it. Will the karma come back around and hit them later on down the road because you prospered and brought them up? Yeah, because they still got to learn. But now you're going to have to learn a lesson. Stop being like that. Stop being stop putting on the hat and the cape and the shoes, and you cannot fulfill that at that time. And I have to learn this for myself. We all got to learn this. Sorry, y'all. There's a fire truck. See, that's the thing. Sorry again. Like, it's so... I used to say sorry a lot in the past. And I'm like... And I would catch myself. And I'm like, why are you saying sorry? What you saying sorry for? What are you saying sorry for? Because you're not really sorry, so why are you saying it? And then if you're not really sorry and you say it to somebody, they're going to think that you're not confident in yourself, you're unsure of yourself, you're ready to be used and taken advantage of. Because the person who's always sorry, they may, to another person, they may seem like they're a victim all the time, or they can't hold their life together, or whatever, right? Or they're always apologizing for being them. That's how people can get over on people, because the person is always sorry. But anyway, back to what I was saying. My child's father. Well, I was telling him, why do you have to work? Why do you have to work so hard until you almost in the hospital? That don't make no sense. Where you work a business where you should be having a lump sum of money to basically pay your lump sum of money in an account, account, to use it as a what you want to call it, so you could be able to pay your workers. And then when you get some workers, you literally can have them go out and do these different restaurants and stuff like that, while you sit at home just scheduling and booking restaurants and things like that, and then they get paid twice a month like a job. And he was sitting there thinking about it, and I know how stubborn he is. I was like, look, you don't have to listen to what I'm saying, but child, I ain't doing that. He sits there and complains. This is what people do. Follow me here. Yes, I'm talking about him, but this is also related to you too. Some people will sit there and complain about blood, sweat, and tears, being drained and being exhausted, going in and out of the hospital, the health is declining because you're slaving away. And when you don't have to, you're working harder and not smarter. You're not wanting to change that job that is basically giving you stress and all this stuff like that, because you're worried about what somebody's going to think about you quitting a good job or something like that. But your health is on the line. It's always about what somebody else is going to think of you. And I had to learn that too. It's not about what they're not paying my bills. They're not paying your bills. They're not doing anything for you but giving an opinion and hope that you follow them, to give them the satisfaction. And that's not what we're doing. Mom on a mission here It's helping you just get out of that. You can't help nobody else if you ain't in good health. If you ain't satisfied. If you ain't loving yourself. You will be. And some people are giving junkies, where they'll give and give and give and give and give, and then it start turning not genuine, and then you get mad. I've witnessed this before. They'll give to get something out of you, and get mad if you do take it, and then they feel like they're not appreciative because you didn't give back what they expected. And you be like, why are you mad? I don't know what you want from me. Well, I do this for you, I do that for you, all this stuff I do for you, and you're just not appreciative. What do you want me to do for you? What do you want me to do? Because I didn't know I had to play tit for tat, and you give me something, I give you something. Because, honey, I give you. I took you to work the other day. I didn't ask you for no gas. I took you to your appointment. I did this for you. I did that for you. I can name a lot of things that I did, but it wasn't to that person's liking and what they wanted. When a person is a giver, because this is how it will turn out to be. If you don't heal, if you don't love yourself, if you do not put the energy back into yourself, this is how it's going to be. Moms, you will start giving where it's not genuine, because you are wanting a person to be control. You want to control how the person is giving to you. And they are helping you out. They are doing certain things, but you don't like this. This is not what you asking for. And then you want them to be at your you want them to be at your every command. And you do something that they don't like, they all come victimize and be sad and be emotional. Or no, you will be emotional and you be sad. And then all of a sudden, they like, what the heck did I do? And you won't voice it. You won't voice it. Because you don't know what you want. You don't know what you want. So, the whole moral of what I'm talking about right now is look inside yourself and see, what can I do different to not continue to have this burnout, this energetic, constantly giving my energy out, constantly being there for people and not myself, not putting me first, filling my cup up first, so I'm not drained and all this other stuff. Why are you feeling the way you feel? And you probably, well, I'm a single mom and I have kids and da. I want this soft life, but I feel like I have to have a man to do it. Baby, you're only adding to your problems. You get a man, you have to understand that man got problems and issues. That man's gonna need your attention and your love and your sex. You're still giving. Why can't you be alone for a while? You're not even alone, first of all. Why can't you just be to yourself for a while and love who you are? Trust and believe. You love who you are. You won't even be worried about. You will just want a man. You won't even fix your mouth to say, I need a man. Maybe you wish, oh damn, I need a man to get my groceries because I don't feel like taking these groceries, or I'm too tired, I just want to take a nap. You'll probably need him for those type of things, but you'll just want him, and then you'll want him to, okay, now you can leave now, because you're so involved with yourself until you can give the energy to another person. Because once you get that man, you're going to be, you don't know how to practice on loving yourself and putting energy and filling your cup up. So you're going to be constantly arguing with him, mad at him, irritated with him, frustrated, being passive aggressive and stuff like that. And he's trying to figure out what the heck is wrong with you, because you're burnt out still. That man didn't make no difference. That man didn't make no difference. No different. Because you still got to give to him. And you was hoping that he was going to save you from your martyrism. I think that's the right word. From your sacrifice. No, he's not. He's not.